Sophia and welcome to another Booktober video. Today I'm giving y'all 10 fantasy books that are perfect for fall, so let's get started. Like I said, these are all fantasy books I think are perfect for fall. I think I've talked about a few of these in a couple other videos. I tried not to repeat too many recommendations that I've already said, but I know for sure there's at least 2 that I said. Yeah, 10 books. I'm gonna go through them. They're all, not all series. I'll specify when they're a series and I'll specify when they're a standalone and what I think makes them good for fall. First, we have the first like bind up in a very long series, and that is the Sweep series by Kate Tiernan. This is a group of witches that come to this small town and start like inviting other of the people to join their coven and become witches, and it's literally like a 14-book series. I have 4 out of the 5 bind-ups, and each bind-up has at least 3 of the books in it. I really love these. However, they are pretty dated just from like technology references and stuff like that, but they're still really enjoyable. I first read these when I was, I think, in middle school, and individually they're really short and quick. Like, I don't think any individual book is longer than like 200 250 pages, so if you're looking for quick, fast-paced books, this series is definitely one that you can read. It's all about witches. There's some witches with like natural power, there's some that practice witchcraft but aren't like born witches. Yeah, it's really fun, it's really cool, and this is just like a staple YA on my shelf. Oh, next we have one of my fast becoming favorite series, oh my goodness, in the world. Reasons this is a fall read. Seasons. It takes place in the fall at some point in the winter. 2, the vibes. The vibes are fall. 3, his name's Hawk. Anyways, read from Blood and Ash. 4, it's actually a vampire werewolf novel. It's not spoiling the series to say that. You find out. I'm just dumb and didn't know until the werewolves came in, and I was like, oh, these are vampires. So if you're looking for a high fantasy version of Twilight, need I recommend this? These books are chunky. I will admit, none of them have been under like 600 pages. No, that's a lie. This is 600. Yeah, none of them have been under 600 pages. But they go by pretty fast, in my opinion. I know the 3rd book caused some controversy. I love this series. Unashamed. Like, I love this series. It's not complete. I will say that because I know some people don't read series until they're complete. It's nowhere near complete. It's halfway done. But yeah, I love this series. Like I said, vampire, werewolves, Twilight, but high fantasy. Our main character is absolutely fantastic. I love Poppy. The setting is super fall-esque. There's castles, there's gore, blood, there's Hawk. He's just one of the new loves of my book life. There we go. I recommend this one. It's a weird, I see it more blown up on TikTok because I think a lot of book talkers didn't like it. I loved it. But is my taste in fantasy books good? No. Am I going to still finish this recommendation of fantasy books? Yes. There we go. We have the Daughter of Smoke and Bone series by Laini Taylor. If you want gorgeous writing in your books, I highly recommend this. It also takes place in Prague, which I have now been to Prague. I studied abroad in 2019 and I was able to go to Prague, and I loved it. And I love that this book series took place there. This follows angels, demons, chimeras, the works. It's basically an angel and a demon falling in love and all their hardships, and you will get heartbroken, you will get pieced back together and heartbroken again, and it's just a never going cycle. It is a complete trilogy. This is old school YA once again. But yeah, the writing in this is just absolutely what takes the cake. It's so beautiful, lyrical, gorgeous. I loved it. And I prefer it over Laini Taylor's other series. So that's why I recommend this. There we go. Next, I have a relatively new fantasy series, and it's an indie fantasy series, which is fun, and that's Fortuna Sworn. This one I love and I recommend for fall because, one, it takes place in like a smaller town when it's not in like the fairy world, which I really love too. It deals with fairies. Fairies for me are perfect for fall. 3, our main character, Fortuna. She is a creature that can like mess with people's like nightmares and stuff, which I think is such a creepy and eerily cool like power slash entity to be, and I love it. This is not, again, completed. The first 3 books are out. The 4th one comes out at the end of this year, but I do highly recommend it. They're so good. They are a little bit slow burn. There is some enemies to lovers. There's kind of like a weird love circle. Like, I can't really explain what's going on with that in detail, but it's interesting to say the least. I really enjoyed it, and I need the series to end. The 2nd book will break your heart, a warning, but it's so worth it. So there we go. Also, the covers for the series, hold on, I'm grabbing the other 2, they're right behind me. Always prepared. I'm never prepared. Look at these covers. You cannot say that these covers are not great for fall. Like, oh, I thought that was a pumpkin. It's a fire. They're so good. Anyways, Fortuna Sworn. Also read this book, Heart of Fae. I'm not putting it officially in this video because it was in my other fall rec video. But please read that one too. Anyways, yes, this is great. Perfect. Moving on. Next is a book I just finished reading and I wanted to include it, and that's The Nature of Witches by Rachel Griffin. This one is great because it follows an academy made just for witches. It follows elemental witches that are connected to each season. So you go through a year and you get like each season is broken up into different parts of the book, because our main character is an ever witch and she can control all the elements of all the seasons, no matter what season it is. And I really loved this. I love this a lot more than I thought I was going to. And so I recommend it for fall. Also the cover, but also the best part about this whole book. The naked hardback is beautiful. So you can take cute fall photos while you're reading it. I think it's a great deal breaker. Next are the 2 books I'm pretty sure I've recommended every fall that I do fall recommendations, but they're just so atmospheric, and that's Winterwood and The Wicked Deep, both by Shea Earnshaw. These are both witchy books that are just, again, super atmospheric. They're not like the most mind-blowing reads in the entire world, but they are just really gorgeous writing. The settings are perfect. I believe they both follow witches. I have not read these since they've come out. Like I said, they're both really short and very quick. Atmospheric witchy reads are all I read in the fall. This one's about people disappearing. This one's about a forest. They're pretty deep. Read these. These are fun and quick and good if you just want like a palate cleanser between like heavier fantasy. Oh my god. Next we have a book. Okay. Next is a book I want to reread so bad because I remember like nothing, but I remember liking it, and that's The Dark Descent of Elizabeth Frankenstein by Kirsten White. This is a Frankenstein retelling told through Elizabeth's point of view, aka his cousin slash future wife. Yeah, that happens. He marries his cousin. Anyways, Frankenstein. I want to reread this so bad because I remember it being dark and gruesome and good, and touching on like the relationship aspects of Victor and Elizabeth, and that's just so interesting to me. 1, because they're cousins, and 2, because they're cousins. No, I'm kidding. Because it's like such a dark relationship, especially with Victor like going mad and stuff, and then, you know, everyone dying. Spoiler alert. For like the actual Frankenstein, not this one. I genuinely don't remember anything that happened in this book other than I loved it. I need to reread it. Y'all should read it. That's why I'm recommending it to you. Also, this cover is supposed to be like so gross, and I love it. And like you can feel the stitch. Oh, it's so good. Anyways, The Dark Descent. Weird to see Elizabeth like Frankenstein. You never really see her with the last name in the actual book, or if you do, I block it out because, you know, cousins. Moving on. Next we have The Shadows Between Us by Trisha Levenseller. This is a dark fantasy romance standalone YA. Actually, it's not a standalone. I think a sequel is coming out, if I remember correctly. It's either a sequel or like a spin-off is coming out. Anyways, we're talking about this one only standalone. It follows a girl who she decides she's gonna marry this king, become the queen, and then kill him in order to gain power. She just wants power. So she works on that. This was told to me, how I got to read it was 2 Slytherin royalties falling in love. And that's pretty accurate. I will say, if you don't like fashion descriptions, this might not be the one for you. This goes into detail about the fashion quite a lot, but I really love the romance, and I read it all in one sitting, and it was kind of dark, kind of great. I like that they like kill people, try to kill each other. It's great. I love when my romances have the main characters trying to kill each other. From Blood and Ash has that too. Just thought I'd specify. You know what else has main characters who fall in love and are trying to kill each other? Fury Born by Claire Legrand. My final recommendation. I've yet to finish this trilogy. I read the first two, Fury Born and Kingsbane, at the beginning of this year in January, and I was like, I'm gonna marathon this series because I don't marathon series ever unless they're like romance series. Yeah, I haven't finished the third book, but I still highly recommend this trilogy. It's completed. All 3 books are out. It's done. This follows 2 timelines. It follows a more present timeline of a girl who she has powers, or like she's developing her powers, and like is hired to find something. I cannot for the life of me remember how the series started without spoilers. And then it follows a queen who does actually have powers. She's a sun summoner, or proclaimed to be a sun summoner. I think that's what she's called, the Sun Queen, something like that. Sun Summoner sounds like it's from the Sun Queen. Sun Summoner is from Shadow and Bone. She's a Sun Queen, but there's supposed to be like a darker queen and stuff like that. So you're following these dual timelines, and eventually they line up, and it gets really, really good. I will say I do love one main protagonist over the other. This is really good. It's dark high fantasy. It's more new adult in senses than I would say young adult. I think this deserved a lot of hype, but Throne of Glass was ending right when this like first book came out, so I think that made it get overlooked, and I really want more people to read this series because I think it deserves a lot more hype than it has ever gotten. And it's really good and really fun, and there's a lot of great representation in here for both POC characters as well as LGBT, which is really hard to find in a lot of YA series, unfortunately. Like, it's getting better, but this one does a really good job at it, in my very humble opinion on the subject. But yeah, there we go. Fury Born. This is one of my favorites of the year. Cool, moving on. Okay, cool. That was the last book. My energy is down, if you couldn't tell, as this video went on and my brain stopped working. Thank you guys for watching. Hold on, I need a sip of tea because my throat is dry. I made 4 videos today, back to back, with no breaks. I'm dying. That's a lie. I had a break to change my shirt. I filmed 2 videos and then filmed the other 2. Filming is always such a good thing until I'm 4 videos deep. They're all like 16 minutes long. No, that's a lie. One of them's only 10 minutes. Still, it's a great idea until you're doing it and then your throat dies on you. Thank you guys for watching this Booktober video. Sorry for the energy shifts throughout, but I do hope you guys enjoyed my 10 fantasy book recs. I hope I wasn't just like jumbling through. I most likely was just fumbling along. But yeah, those were my 10 fantasy recs that I recommend for fall. I absolutely love them. If you want to check out any of my other Booktober videos, I'll have the playlist linked in the description for both this year and last year. And as well as if you want to go and leave a like if you enjoyed this video, subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you guys next time for another Booktober video very soon. Bye guys!